Hey, Diane DeWald with CreativeCatCrafts.com. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, I normally do a lot of things with Gina K Designs, stamps and stencils and dies. And this is the box that was just released here beginning of June. My box, my order, unfortunately, United States Postal Service decided to send it for a trip around Indiana. It was supposed to arrive last Monday. Today is Thursday, the day I'm filming this, and I wanted to take part of the contents from this and create a whole video for you today. Unfortunately, I did not yet have a chance to play with this. I just got it. I'm filming it Thursday night, and I just didn't feel like I would do it justice. So I'm going to pull some things from my stash, some Gina K Designs items, some things from Tim Holtz, Paper Rose, just a whole different spackling of things. So one of the things I absolutely am totally fascinated with are these dies that cut out designs like this. I was pulling that the wrong way, sorry, where it doesn't cut a circle on the outside of this. It cuts this design from a panel, and this is from Paper Rose. I saw this, and here in Indiana, we have a bunch of lakes here in northern Indiana where I grew up, moved away from, and then moved back to. And so cattails along streams and rivers and lakes, it's just a thing. And I'm making Father's Day cards for several Indiana dads, as well as people not from Indiana. So I thought I'd go ahead and pull this out. Let's play with it. And while I was shopping my stash, there's a lot of things that I'm going to pull out and utilize making this card. So Master Layouts 1, we're going to use these two large rectangles, and there it is. These are the dimensions from these two rectangles. So if you don't have the Master Layouts, that is what you're going to need. The other master layout we're going to utilize, let me pull it out of my stash here, is Master Layouts 8, and it's going to be this medium plain circle, which is 3 inches. So you'll need a die of some kind that's 3 inches across if you are utilizing the Paper Rose. So let me go ahead and get those dimensions off the screen, and I'll show you the rest of, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and dig that die out and put it over here to the side. Since these are Father's Day cards, we're going to utilize the Handmade Holidays from Gina K Designs. It's got this really nice Happy Father's Day. And I'm utilizing the die as well. So I've already pre-stamped out a bunch of the sentiments. I'm making 4 of these cards. I'm only going to make 1 on video. Then from Stencils, from Gina K Designs, I pulled out the Sea, Sun, and Sky, which is this one. And this is the beautiful backdrops. I want these clouds, and I want 2 different clouds. I know you can flip them over and change them around. I just wanted to make it super interesting and utilize both. You only need 1, so don't feel like you need both. And from Tim Holtz, I don't know if this is available any longer. This is called the Halftone layering stencil. He's got a mini, and then he's got this regular size. So this is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. This is not the mini. I think I did a quick search on Google, and I don't know if scrapbook.com has it. Simon Says might have it, and were some stores that I was not familiar with that also had this in stock. And on the inside, I always like to do something fun. So Cattails from Harvest of Happiness, I'm going to go ahead and utilize that as well. And I have to say thank you, Annette Stevens. You did a blended moon utilizing this stamp set, and I completely forgot I had this set, and I have cattails to go along with my paper rose. So thank you, Annette. And for the sentiment on the inside, enjoy your special day, which is from The Good Life from Gina K Designs. Inks that we're going to be using, I'm hoping these two are going to work well together. I used on my concept card, which I've already given to my brother-in-law because he lives on vacation tomorrow and I wanted him to have it for Father's Day. We're going to use Blue Sky for the clouds, and then this Cadet blue for lake water, and cardstocks. From Cut Cardstock, I have these A2 card bases. There you go. You can see they're already scored for me and they cut them down. I just find it much more efficient for the number of cards I make. And I've already cut down the sizes for my cardstock. I'm using Cadet blue, and this Cadet blue, and then this is 80-pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. Both of these are the 3 3/4 by 5. And this is Halftone Black Licorice, and this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. This is going to go on the inside of the card, and in fact, I need 2 of those because I need one on the outside. I wondered why I had multiples of the black cardstock when I was pre-cutting all of these. So that is my cardstock for that. Then one last piece, and I showed you the sample. I cut this out of a regular 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 panel. I have a 3 3/4. So this is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And this is for, let me make sure I get these all together. This is for the cattails, and this will make sense when we go to cut this out. I wanted to make sure that I had a panel big enough but not too large. And so let me go ahead and clear this off. I'm going to grab my intercut. I tried to cut this die using my Big Shot Express, and I was not getting this to cut all the way through. So I grabbed my Gina K Intracut because I can dial up and down the tension and get a really good cut. And the cardstock, this 3 3/3 by 3 3/4, this is actually 100-pound, the black licorice from Halftone. So let me pause you. I'll be right back. Okay, I have my Intracut, and it is set to die cut here, top dial. And for this on my machine, it's set somewhere between the 1 and 2 loose. When I first cut it, putting it on 0, it embedded a little bit too much on this, and I'm getting a lot of cardstock dust off of that. So let me just scrape that off a little bit. I'll get this situated, and you want to make sure you're cutting into, actually, you know what? Let me move this back just a smidge and then get my glue bottles out of the way. Okay, so we are grabbing one of these 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I'm going to put this circle as best I can in the middle and grab just a little bit of minty tape just to kind of hold it together a little bit. And yep, and then platform, and I'm going to run it through. It's snug, but not overly snug. Let's see what we get. Okay, you can see me right here off to the side. So that, oh, that's good. And it did cut. Yay. Minty tape is interfering a little bit. There we go. Okay, perfect. I'm going to grab poke out all the pieces that need to stay behind. So Paper Rose is an Australian company. I love their stuff. Can't remember who I purchased this from. It might have been, I don't know if this was the one I did direct. I believe they've got a US distribution. Oops, missed one little guy right here. This is very delicate, so I'm trying to be very careful. And there we are. Isn't that pretty? I just love this. So let me clean this up. I'll be right back. Okay, I've grabbed out my Lazy Susan. This particular one from We Are Memory Keepers isn't made anymore, but Michael's Recollections, it looks exactly the same. It just has a different name here. There's two others, and I will have them down in the video description below, and you decide. Lazy Susan, not Lazy Losing. You decide which one best works for your crafting if you're interested in one of these. I just like the fact that it turns. And I've got 80-pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. This is a Gina K Designs double background stamp, or grip mat stamp. And this is just a piece of acetate. And actually, this is my stamp positioning tool that I designed for the Stampin' Up! Stamparatus, which is no longer available. Instead of Post-it notes, I'm just going to use this acetate as the division between sea and sky. And sea, sun, sky, and the beautiful backdrops. And I'm using Blue Sky ink. I've got my light blue standard Gina K blending brush all ready to go. And I'm going to start making clouds. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And I need to be careful. Cover those little holes from the sun up a little bit. And I start on the stencil material. Go one direction and the other, very light hand. And let's go ahead and peel this off. A little bit there, which is wonderful. This is where I like to switch it up a little. And same thing. Light hand, start on the stencil. Go the other direction. And let's go ahead and pull this up. Love it. And I'm going to go ahead and wipe this down because I'm going to turn this over, both of these. This is just a microfiber towel I get from Amazon. Oops. That's the same. Here we go. There. Okay. We'll have this done here in a minute. And I don't know why I put, I'll show you here in a minute. It's kind of pointless what I did with this. And I'm going to go ahead and wipe this down because I will use it on another background that I'm going to make off camera. Like I said, I'm doing 4 of these during this video, but you're only seeing me make one. And there's our beautiful sky. Let me just go ahead and wipe that off. And I'm going to cover cover the ink. Isn't that, you can hardly see it on camera, but in person, you can see it. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know why I picked that. I wanted to show you. So I'm going to turn that around. And here's where this comes into play. I need to straighten that up just a smidge. There we go. That way it's straight. Okay, there's where the clouds are. Perfect. Now this is where the Cadet blue is going to come into play. Let's see if this works. This is a dark teal. Let me see what I get here. Okay. I don't want it real inky. I'm going to start off and then just hint very light, and then we'll increase it. Some of that on the edge. When I catch the grip mat, it's a photopolymer stamp and it's grabbing hold of my brush, and I'm getting a little bit of, how about I pull you in just a little closer so you can see that. But the bristles are getting caught on the side, so you see this little bit of imperfection there, and that's okay. And this is going to get cut, so I don't have to blend all the way down to that. Whoops, I just stuck that in my ink pad. Oh, there we go. Okay, so from the sun and sky, see, sun and sky, we're going to do a little bit of variation here, just to give the water a little bit of movement. So when I pick this up, you're going to see it. See that? I just want to give it just a little bit of movement. And I'm not going to re-ink because there's plenty of ink on this. And I got a little heavy-handed there along the side, which is fine. That's probably going to get cut off a little bit. And we'll do one more down here. And again, I did not re-ink. I feel like there was enough ink on that stencil. Beautiful. So let me wipe that down. Pull this off. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That is beautiful. So I'm going to pull you back out a little bit, pause you, because I'm going to do my other panels, and then we'll be back for the next step. Okay, we have, and I've actually done 3 other panels, and this is the easy part. You would think, I need to move you just a smidge closer. You would think this is super difficult to do, but it's not. This is shedding black cardstock dust. Anytime you have a lot of die cutting. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, this is Gina K matte glue. So if it squeezes out the sides, it's okay. It'll dry clear eventually. And all of these delicate little grasses and cattails that are sticking up, I want to make sure I get them a little bit of glue. And then I'm going to get this glue all the way around and here along the circle. And there. And I'm going to grab a block and put it down like that. Okay, we should be done with that. So let me grab my guillotine trimmer. And this is, get rid of some of that cardstock dust that's on there. And all we're doing on this is I'm trimming off everything down to the black panel. And if we grab a little bit of the black panel, that's okay. And easy peasy, just like that. So let me trade the guillotine trimmer for my Big Shot Express magnetic platform. We are going to die cut that 3-inch circle from our Cadet blue panel, which if you don't have the master layout one, it's the smaller of the 2 rectangles, and this one measures 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And let me go cut that. I'll be right back. Okay, it is cut out. I'll put that circle aside, and this is what it's going to look like. And I do need to cut off on the edge just a smidge. So let me grab that guillotine trimmer and cut a little bit off the edge here on both sides. Because this is what we want. We want it to look just like that. But we're not done with this panel. I need the Tim Holtz. Let me get this out of the way. The Halftone larger stencil, layering stencil, and I need a little bit of minty tape. Old school here. We're going to do this twice because we're going to move this over. But this is old school. Doesn't need to be perfect. And let me grab my ink stand. And all I'm doing, I'm holding onto the stencil and being careful because this is apparently I cannot talk and blend at the same time, but that is unprotected is the word I was looking for. And let me grab a towel. I want to wipe that stencil off before I touch it. And we're going to move it over. Got it a little dark up there, which is fine. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just lining up the rows of the dots and we're going to move it over. Oops, I just, see what I did? Went right off the wrong edge. And then wipe the stencil down again. Oops, this has got points on it that I just bent, but that's what it's going to look like. It's really cool. So I'm trying something else, something different with the stencil. And I've got my delicate frog tape over here. And I'm just going to hold it down. I'm holding onto the cardstock and the stencil. We're going to see if this works. And then for this pattern, all I have to do is flip the card over. Let's line up some of those dots. Go the other direction. And voila, look at, oh, a little bit down here, but that's okay. The sentiment's going to go across here. I think that kind of works. So let me get this cleaned up and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so now let's do the inside. Let me make sure that I've got this on the right side. There's a right side and a not a wrong side. I have a preference. So let's enjoy your special day. Let me just make sure that that is not even close. Perfect. Okay. That was from The Good Life. And then from, what is this? Harvest of Happiness. I have not used this stamp set. I had all the great intentions last fall of utilizing this, and I didn't. So we're going to put the cattails down there, and then John and I can sign over here. Oh, and I've not used the stamp set before, so I need to pull all of that manufacturer residue off. And let's get this guy inked up. And we're probably going to have to stamp this a couple of times. Yep. I'm not really pressing. I'm just pushing on this to make sure that the stamp connects really well. I think this is my Misty that the door is warped. Perfect. Oh, I love that. So I'm going to go ahead, pause you. I'll be right back. Okay, I don't think I showed you. I'm using the Memento Tuxedo Black. That's what I stamped that interior for. And let's go ahead and get our card ready to get together. We are in the home stretch, gang. And this is super easy. You may not think so, but it's super easy. So let's get the inside of this card together. And I have all kinds of cardstock dust. Okay, and I'm going to grab some minty tape because I want this to stay closed. And this guy, I'm just going to, oops, sorry, my glue stand came with me. I'm just going to put some glue here in the corner, along the edge, up at the top and the bottom, and this is super easy. Lay it down where you want it, and where's my block? I need to move that just up, just a smidge. That's why I like the glue, and easy peasy. In fact, I'm going to see if I can move it just a little bit more. Just a smidge. And then press it down, get a really good contact there. And then here's our black base. That's what it looks like from the back. And I want to make sure I get glue along the sides here and all over the back of this. And then upper right, lower left. If you've got those two straight, the whole thing will be straight. I should have got my nail file out to shave off all those hairs. Let that sit for just a couple seconds. While that's drying, if you're new to the channel, if you would click down on the description, click that little more button actually for subscription. If you're not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell so the next time I upload a video, you get notified. And I will have all my links down below if you are shopping for any of these items that I used. I shopped my stash, so there may be some things not available, but I will put links where they are still available, like the Tim Holtz stencil, the halftone stencil that I did the front. I don't know if that is available or not, but I'll have a link down below if it is. And I've got right here my Father's Day from the Handmade holidays. Yes, Handmade holidays. I did 2 layers, one just blank, and then I pre-stamped out a bunch of these. I may even had grabbed a couple from my sentiment stash. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here on this one, get those 2 glued together, and I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to grab one of those others and grab my reverse tweezers, and let's get some glue on the back of this. And I will switch over. This is my Tombow glue, and I'll switch over to my Gina K matte. We're going to put some bling on this. Okay, camera, help me out here. Is that straight? That looks fairly straight. Straight? You bet. You bet. Okay. There you go. Smash that down. Let me cover up my Tombow glue. I will get my Gina K matte glue and pull those out of the way. Oops. I was moving a cube and the top came right off. So I'm going to use these clear dewdrops from Gina K. I think they're currently out of stock. If they are, go ahead and sign up for notification for when it comes back into stock. I like this card. This is really cute. Like I said, I love these circled dies where it cuts out the detail. And use my pick and stick here. Trying to get these all lined up to where, because these are rounded on the top, and it makes it easier to pick up if they're rounded. And this matte glue, it looks terrible because it's not yet dry. Let me see if I can get some small ones. There we go. Stay. But it does dry clear, I promise you. And voila. I think this is a very nice card. I'm going to pause for just a second. I want this glue to dry so that you can actually see it. I think that's just going to take too long to dry. You can kind of see down here, it's drying a little bit. But once it's dry, I'll post pictures online so you can take a look at it. Thanks a lot for joining me. And until next time, happy stamping.